Just to give some background on this video, this will cover the original run that came out in the 90s on Cartoon Network and Toonami, which started with the Ocean dub and then was taken over by Funimation. For the sake of arguments, I am pretending that this is the only version of Dragon Ball Z that exists and will be judging it as such. Hopefully anyone that watches this video that didn't grow up with this version will learn some things and maybe understand why so many hold it in such high regard despite its issues. So the first 10 episodes of this season is the Garlic Jr. saga, which is obviously filler, but again, this kind of filler I'm okay with. For one, we get to actually see what was going on in the year after the Frieza battle, and it shines light on some characters that don't usually get to shine. And the second part, it's like a mini boss before we get to the next big bad guy, and we get to see what Vegeta was doing since it's never really explained why he decided to live on Earth. My only gripe is that Tien isn't shown at all, even at the party at Kame House, and Yamcha becomes possessed by the Blackwater Mist, so we don't really see much of him in action. It would have been cool to see them fight since they got that training with King Kai, and we could have seen some new abilities, some new techniques and stuff from those guys. Goku's house is shown in a different location than what we've been shown previously. Vegeta's armor is all intact, but he was seen leaving Earth with his destroyed armor, and it lasts like this until the end of this saga and goes back to normal when he returns to Earth. Marin changes into regular clothes even though she didn't have any clothes with her beside her bathing suit when she got to Korin Tower. So I didn't realize this until a couple years ago, but as a kid, the English dub always made it seem like Vegeta was just hallucinating and this was just an illusion. But I saw a YouTube comment and someone said that this was Goku practicing the instant transmission, and the comment made it seem like it was just a theory, so I never really believed it or bought into it. But it actually makes sense when you think about it, because Goku could have sensed Vegeta powering up and teleported to him, but since he hasn't mastered the instant transmission, he arrived or appeared kind of far away. And I know this is cheating because I'm not supposed to be using any outside material besides the manga, and this scene is obviously filler, so there is no manga counterpart. But the Japanese dialogue actually supports this. This is actually what Vegeta says in this moment. This is a cool moment, but I think it's cool because it's something that I'm just now realizing 20 plus years later, and this will be the only time I bring up the original anime version.
That's what you get when you send a Namek to do a man's job.
How would Garlic Jr. know that Piccolo is a Namekian? Piccolo and Kami didn't even know they were Namekian until Nappa and Vegeta showed up, and Garlic Jr. had been in the dead zone for at least 2 years at that point. I'm iffy on if I want to call this a mistake, because on one hand, the only time we see the Kienzan being held like this is in filler scenes. On the other hand, I can't find anything that specifically says that the Kienzan cuts through anything, no matter how strong the opponent is. And I know that's always been the theory, but I just haven't found anything that actually confirms that. Vegeta's armor is intact in the front, but the back still has the hole in it.
I've known Goku since he was 5 years old.
When they first met in Dragon Ball, Goku is closer to 11 or 12, not 5 years old. One of the best intros. I should make a compilation of all the best Dragon Ball Z intros.
So you must be Frieza.
Also, this is one of the best Super Saiyan transformations ever. Should probably make a compilation of this too.
So this is a Super Saiyan.
Trunks is missing the Capsule Corp logo on his left shoulder. Krillin is missing his wristband. The events of Goku's flashback and what we are actually shown don't line up. Goku says he saw Ginyu's ship while he was still in Frieza's ship, but what we're shown is Goku flying out of the ship and then screaming as the planet explodes.
Use the Dragon Balls to summon the dragon.
By the time we found the Dragon Balls, it would be too late!
Alright, I never understood this. It wouldn't take that long to locate the Dragon Balls. They have the Dragon Radar, plus they've been shown multiple times to gather the Dragon Balls very quickly, even later on in this arc. This toy looks like a reference to the Time Machine. Doesn't really add anything to the story, but this is a cool little Easter egg I thought I'd throw in here. The top of Android 19's hat is usually orange, but it's colored black here. This whole flashback is a filler scene, but fun fact is Dragon Ball hadn't been shown yet in the United States, so this was kind of justified in a sense. Even so, there are a lot of things wrong with this flashback. I kind of went back and forth on if I can call these mistakes, since this technically would be the first time that we see anything from Dragon Ball, so who's for us to say that this information is wrong? I will give them a mistake here, because Master Roshi says that Dr. Gero was studying Goku, but there's no way that he could have known about that since Android 20 just told Goku this information. Krillin's blue undershirt disappears in this scene. When Krillin goes to give Goku a sensu bean, he's shown wearing his old fighting shoes, but in the previous episode and after this, he's shown to be wearing boots. Android 19's arm sleeve is black and then turns back to orange. This is one of the best Super Saiyan transformations, and once again, Bruce Faulconer did his thing.
Not him too!
I know this is kind of nitpicky, but when Goku punched Android 20 and his hat fell off, it didn't make a metal sound like it was made of cloth. But when his hat falls off here, it does make a metal sound. Vegeta is in a Super Saiyan form, but his eyebrows and his eyes are black instead of being yellow and green, respectively. Vegeta's glove disappears between shots. This clip of Trunks running is so funny to me because it looks like he's running in place. The cursed image. Trunks' hair, or lack thereof. Android 18 is missing her pants.
You truly are a prince with the royal blood of a Saiyan.
There's no way that 17 would have known about Vegeta being a prince or even having a royal background. The first time that's mentioned is on Namek. Technically in the Ocean dub, when Vegeta and Nappa go to Arlia, his space pod said, "Wake up, Prince," but no one else would have known. At the end of the last episode, they were standing here, but at the beginning of this episode, they're standing here. Is this a nitpick? Yes. Yes, it is. Trunks' eyebrows are yellow, but he's not in his Super Saiyan form. Goku has a dream about the androids, but he's never seen them before or knows what kind of car they would be driving.